Good evening, everyone. Okay, so you may notice a slight change in scenery. We're still in the shed, but I've had to tidy up, which is not exactly something I do regularly, and secondly, we're pointing a different direction with the camera. You used to be pointing down towards the junk end of my workbench, but now you're pointing up towards the the storage and collection end, I suppose, of my workbench. So, what have I got at this end? Just to let you know, I found a bit of wall that I think, hopefully, you can all see, and you should be able to start seeing some stickers if people send them to me. So there's Starry Lock, Irish Lockpicker, Chris Capoon, and the Mako Locks one that Starry sent me. So they're going to start going up there. If I get some more, they'll go up on the wall. Secondly, what you'll see is the bottom end of my board. Now this board is full mainly of lever locks, mainly lever padlocks, and they're usually, or in the main, keyless. So they came with no key, or they came with a key that didn't work. I'm sure we've all had one of those. So I've got a whole pile of ones I'm not hugely interested in dealing with, but they're there, and I might get round to them. Those that I do want to deal with are up on the wall. A whole load of key blanks, mainly Squires, as you can see down here. Handful of ERA, Chubbs, and then some standard, just I think I've got 7, 8, 9 gauge, and a couple of some really chunky ones at the end there that I got as a job lot. So welcome to the other end of the workbench. So the reason we've got the Squire Old English back out again is because the last video I did on the Squire Old English, where I did a sort of an identification run through of trying to give some people some hints as to how to identify the Squire, the real Squire Old English, as compared to the fakes that are out there. At about 2 minutes 20 or so into the video, I did I got a 220, 330, 440, 550, 660, 770. Those are the only ones Squire make. If they've got any different number on them, they aren't a Squire. I'm wrong. I knew I was wrong about 6 hours after I published it. And I thought to myself, do I take it off? And I thought, no, actually, I've had quite some quite nice comments about it, and I think it's still quite useful. But I made one big mistake. And that one big mistake has taken me at least 2 months, if not longer, to rectify. And the reason is I needed to get hold of some examples of why I'd made a mistake. And thanks to Chris Capoon, who has sent me this lovely 442, and some chap on eBay who I, at the same time, luckily found was selling a 662, I have 2 examples of the early Squire Old English 2-lever padlocks. So all of these are four levers. These 2 are 2 levers. The reason I know they're early is because they've got post or barrel keys. Those, as far as I'm aware, were the early designs, and then they moved into the PET, PEF, or what they call PET, PEF, PES keys, which are the ones which are straight through, sort of a pin-like keyway. So let's have a quick look at the 442 and compare it to its stepbrother, I suppose, the 440. Let me just double check I've got that into sort of focus. It looks about right. Okay, so the 442, the 440, same size, same shape, same rivets, same keyhole cover and surround, Squires written in the same way, nice and chunky but not overlapping, not squishing up with itself, all perfectly good. Obviously 442, 440, 2 brass levers, 4 brass levers. Apart from that, information on the back is very similar. HY, Henry, Squire and Sons, Willenhall, Staffordshire, made in England, lock makers since 1780. This one's the PET keyway, I think it's PET or PES, which is the PEF, sorry, keyway. So straight through. This one's the old EF keyway, so it has the drain hole at the bottom. So 442, 440. Here's the 662. 662, this one's had a bit of a battering, so compare it to the 660. Someone's taken an angle grinder or a saw or something to the shackle cover ears as such, probably to fit a bigger chain or something through the centre. But apart from that, exactly the same. Okay, numbers different, 660, 662, but again, clearly stamped in the same place, in the same font. 2 brass levers, 4 brass levers. I don't know whether they ever produced a 222, a 2-lever version of the 220. If anybody does, I'd love to know. Apart from that, I will get the endoscope out, and at this sort of point in the video, I'll put the endoscope probably into the 442, and just have a quick look how they've managed to do a 2-lever variant. I'm assuming it's the same as this belfry that I've got over here, and that what they've done is they've just taken the 4-lever variant and put some spaces into it where the 2 extra levers have been taken out. So that now, I am hoping, firstly rectifies the error that I made in my first video, and secondly gives everybody the whole picture with the Squire Old English padlocks. I have got, because Chris again was amazingly generous, a fake Squire, and I will do another video on that at a later date, because that is quite an interesting comparison to the 330. And I also have a couple of extra padlocks that have been sent to me, one by the Irish Lockpicker and one by Chris again, which I'll be taking the fronts off and we'll have a look inside. So one's a 2-lever in pretty bad condition, it's this one over here, and then I've got a belfry because Peter at the Irish Lockpicker was amazingly generous, and when I mentioned I wanted to take apart a belfry but didn't have one I was willing to destroy, went and found me one and sent it to me. It's, I have to say, very stiff on the insides. It's pretty seized up, but I think we'll get it up and running, and we'll put a front cover on it and hopefully have a look at it. So that's everything from me tonight. I'm going to head back into the house and get warm again. All the best to everybody. Good evening. North Star.